snorkeling the crystal clear water of the Red Sea, swimming with dolphins, a drive through the dramatic Sinai Mountains, or living your dream and standing at the foot of the Grand Pyramids of Giza. There's so much to see and do in Egypt, and I could stand here for hours explaining about this amazing country. However, I don't have hours, so I'm going to be choosing my favourite Egyptian city, and that's the amazing Luxor. So with Karnak Temple and Luxor Temple, Cleopatra's Needle and the Palace of Queen Hatshepsut, it's easy to see why Luxor is often described as the world's greatest open-air museum. But this doesn't even begin to describe this amazing, phenomenal place. Now, the most unbelievable thing for me about Luxor is it has not changed in years. It seems to have stood still in time. And if you've never been to Luxor, the easiest way to describe it is watch the original movie of Death on the Nile, and that will give you a good idea. Now, Luxor is split up into two main areas by the River Nile. You've got the East Bank and the West Bank, or Land of the Living and Land of the Dead. Now, over on Land of the Living, the East Bank is where you're going to get a chance to experience a bit of the real Agatha Christie atmosphere. And that's because as you're driving through the main city, the first thing that you're going to notice is the sound of the hustle and bustle. Whether it's the sound of them loading the old-fashioned Mississippi-style cruise ships on the River Nile, waiting to take their passengers down the Nile to the Abyssimbel, or is it the sound of the clip-clopping of horses? Because horse and cart is still the taxi service around this old-fashioned resort. You will still see all the locals in the traditional wear, with the galabeas and the headdresses, or with the big Egyptian smiles welcoming you to their Victorian hotels like the Old Winter Palace. All that you can smell in Luxor is hibiscus and jasmine drifting over from the open air souks on Market Street. All of this while you sat in a shisha cafe on the River Nile watching the sunset over into the West Bank, sinking into the West Bank, or Land of the Dead. Now, over on the West Bank is probably the most famous graveyard in the world, and that's of course Valley of the Kings and Valley of the Queens, because over there you have 62 tombs of some of the greatest kings and queens that have ever walked this earth. And as a tourist, you've got a chance to go deep down into 3 of these tombs. Now, when you go down into the tombs, believe you me, the atmosphere is a little bit spooky, but soon that spooky feeling soon turns to an oh my God feeling, and that's when you finally realise where you are, where you stood, and what you're actually looking at. These are the tombs where kings like King Tutankhamun and Ramses II were buried, and you're there now in the tombs. And believe you me, when you stood and you're only that far away from the hieroglyphics that have stood still, the colours have stood still for 4,000 years, believe you me, at that point it will totally blow you away. So if you want to see kings, queens, tombs and temples, real Agatha Christie Egypt, Luxor, put Luxor on your bucket list.